we talk about the rabbi speaks here about the advantages of bitachon. The Lubavitcher Rebbe talks again and opens up about bitachon, and he explains that it has an advantage over emunah. It has the power to bring divine guidance and blessings in a very special and unique way. Some of the clever words that the Lubavitcher Rebbe has used, he quotes and elaborates on a specific lesson from the third Lubavitcher Rebbe, which was the Tzemach Tzedek. He says, we can now understand the words of the Tzemach Tzedek in a new light. He once told a man seeking salvation and healing for a loved one, think good and it will be good. Thinking this way with bitachon brings about a positive outcome and the good that you hope to see. The idea is that we have to build ourselves to actually acquiring this trait of being a Baal Bitachon, because if it was automatic, we wouldn't have a specific obligation to actually acquire it. Since we established that Bitachon is an obligation in and of itself, we can now explain and understand what it is. We have to have this total reliance on Hashem, putting our entire faith in His hands, as it's written in the verse, place onto Hashem your burden. For example, there's the famous saying, don't tell God how big your problems are. Tell your problems how big God is. I love that one. And the same way, one example that we've used in the past is if somebody is carrying, if someone has a luggage, right? They have two options to make it to the check-in counter. They can either hold the luggage up in their hands and carry it on their shoulders, or they can roll the luggage to the counter easily. So Hashem is saying, look, don't carry all your problems on your shoulders. Just roll them to me and let me take care of them. Let me put all your problems and issues into my hands. Put all your burdens into my hands, and I'll ensure that I can be there for you to help you and assist in them. When it comes to, for example, a servant they mention here, he doesn't put any hope into any other person other than his master. And he doesn't worry that someone's going to harm him or he'll get affected without the consent of his master. He's completely subservient to his master. And this is the same approach that we have to have when it comes to living a life with bitachon. You could rely on Hashem's kindness even if you're not worthy of it. Even if you don't think you're worthy of it, you still can rely on it, on Him. Bitachon is the inner work that brings about Hashem's blessings onto one with bitachon as a result of his bitachon in Hashem. And so when a person truly relies on Hashem with all his heart, until all the fear, anxiety, worry, stress, everything is completely erased from his heart, this brings to Hashem having mercy on him and act towards him with kindness, even if he might not even think that he's worthy of it. This is the essence of bitachon. A person needs to cast his burden onto Hashem, and he has to know that he's relying solely on Hashem without trying to make any calculations. And then Hashem will do the same towards him. Not making any calculations and not checking if he's worthy of it. Rather, waiting that Hashem's going to be there for him and support him. This concept of a turn for a turn is very well known. It's known as midah keneged midah. And when the Tzemach Tzedek taught that the bitachon brings positive results, the results are not the reward or a result of having bitachon. It's bitachon itself, achieving that level of bitachon. That's the true essence of all this. And the reason why salvations are blocked for some people is because of their lack in bitachon. We see from the Lubavitcher Rebbe that if a person thinks that he himself may not be worthy, he may have sinned, he may have been done terrible things, but he might still think that he's not worthy. For example, he may have sinned and really not acted in a proper way. This can get in the way of having bitachon Hashem. This itself is a lack of bitachon, and it stops your salvation thinking like this. It stops your salvation from coming your way. And having, even if we think we have emunah, this is basically calculating, and you should not have any calculations when it comes to this. You should just trust in God. So this is a power that can bring salvation amongst all, and that we have to keep. Thank you very much. Have yourself a wonderful